Currently, thanks to the internet and thanks to invention like the mobile phone, I can send you to weather sites where you can be able to observe aspects of the weather, like the wind patterns. You can observe the rain patterns, and this is what I want you to do. Go to the most widely used is windy.com, but there are other weather websites which provide mappings of the satellite, which show elements like the wind. And something that I'd like you to pay attention to is wind direction, ocean direction, and the isotopes. Now, the isotopes are actually various pressure lines. They're determinants of the direction of the wind, and therefore you can be able to tell whether it's high pressure or low pressure. And the isolines, the areas that are interconnected, share similar pressures and thus share the flow of the same wind. Also, look at the Sahara, and you'll notice that the temperature during the day is in its 40s now. This must be a very recent thing because, as I've said, this is an area that had sustained generations for thousands of years before the fall of Egypt. So what changed? I have an idea, and you've got to see videos of sun simulators. Actually, they're actual videos where, recent videos where nations are sharing inventions where simulators of the sun are being proposed as energy sources. But this particular one that should be of interest to you are actually videos from weather cams, especially, that show equipment that is reflecting solar light or whatever light that is onto the earth. Now, back to after observing that, observe on the wind patterns on the weather channels how Africa is has a purpose of a heating pad to the world. That is what Africa is doing. Africa's purpose is to heat up the air that is forced from the Indian Ocean at a very high speed from the low pressure system that is situated between Madagascar and Australia. Sometimes the isolines of this low pressure system will connect the deserts of Australia, which is another heating area, and will come through, pass into the northern Kenya through the northern coast of Kenya, and pass through the Marsabit area just below Ethiopia, go into southern Sudan, and penetrate all the way into the Sahara Desert. From there, the wind will join the 40+ degrees temperature and from there it will be circulated by another high pressure system. Now, these high pressure systems are specifically created to circulate dry wind. Dry wind. The reason for this is that the pressure is so high to the extent that the clouds that occasionally may form within the high pressure system will get dissipated in the process. The only areas where the high pressure systems retain clouds are when they're outside of Africa, where they meet the cold air that is coming or that is overlaying in Europe, or where they interact with low pressure systems that are permanently circulating warm water from the northern Atlantic area onto the Nordic area, onto the UK and the Nordic area, and this Saharan system will hit the water that's coming onto Europe, provide them with a spring right now. Thereafter, with heating in their other seasons, the same high pressure system can also be extended all the way to the former USSR territory, and the lower wings of the isolines can be punctured right at the edge of Morocco and can be extended all the way into Texas and into the middle United States. So that is how Africa is powering the world. It's very important for Africa to remain dry and for Africa to remain hot. Namibia, on the lower side of Africa, serves the same purpose. There will be low pressure system to the right of South Africa, which is there to block off the high pressure system, the wings of the high pressure system that are coming towards Africa, so as to turn the wind back, to keep any moisture from coming onto the continent. Now you'll find another low pressure system or high pressure system circulating the wind onto the Atlantic and directly towards the Gulf area, from where warmed clouds will be pushed into the US to provide warm rain while keeping Africa dry and free from moisture. Now, that is the purpose of Africa in this current civilization. That's why it's not in the interest of Europe and US for Africa to reign, to be fertile, or to have moderate temperatures. It's why the deserts need to be hotter. Forget all the vibe and the global warming hype, and remember that all our vegetation was destroyed. The destruction of our vegetation started at colonialism. It is not us who started to destroy. The Sahara has been advancing at a very fast rate downwards. The Sahel, East Africa, has been drying very fast despite signs that it was once a very fertile red soil area. This, if any time you'll see moisture penetrating into Europe, you will see immediately along the coastlines V's, the wind patterns being broken by V's, which eventually become rotating winds to the contrary. And it will take that water away, either eastwards towards the Pacific and towards Northern America. And to the west, the same things happen along the coastlines, along Angola, to prevent the moisture going through West Africa into the Sahara, to prevent moisture coming from the Atlantic